What it do, y'all? It's Deuce Wayne, but to the DC universe, that's the Dallas Cowboys. You can call me, you can call me Smokey Cowboy. But anyway, it's the day before the draft, the 25th of April, and I really just wanted to, chime in on what's going on with the Dallas Cowboys. This is just a little content. It's not, any, factual like things that I know what's going on with the Cowboys. This is just from a fan, perspective of what I think might be happening or what I would want to happen. So it's the day before the draft. Big news that came out recently, the last month or so. Dez Bryant got cut. I mean, if you look at what happened last year, they just remodeled the whole offense. They started off by cutting Claiborne, Carr, and etc. That was their veterans, their safety blanket. But they cut them, and then what happened was they went to the draft and then reloaded on, their defensive backs. Same thing with what we're going to do. We cut Dez Bryant. I think they liked that model from last year, so they're going to do it with the receiver corps. They cut Dez Bryant. Terrence Williams, T-Will, has a broken foot, so you can't rely on him too much. He might not be the same. Who knows? Plus, you don't want him to be your number one wide receiver. I think Dak has been his best, as far as my experience from watching him, is when he doesn't have someone that he just, hey, how come you're not giving it to Dez Bryant? He's your best wide receiver. If you want to move the ball, why don't you give it to Dez Bryant? He's just at his best when he can just go through his reads and his progressions. You got me messing up, man. Smokey Cowboy. But he goes through his progressions and he finds the open receiver. That's what he likes to do. And that's when I seen him have his best passing games to me, when he's spreading the ball around to everybody, even Zeke. Everybody's getting to touch the ball, even the backup tight ends, backup wide receivers getting a little, involved or whatever it may be. So I think that's a more Dak-friendly offense. So we may not get a wide receiver in the first round, Courtland Sutton, because you ain't going to be able to get, people that I think will be, potential number one wide receivers at X, or, even if it's a Z or whatever other wide receiver position that is on the other side. He doesn't have to necessarily be dominant. So, but if you want that dominant guy that I feel like is going to be dominant, there's about 2 or 3 of them in the first round you have to get, because they're not going to be there in the second round. That's Calvin Ridley, that's DJ Moore, and Sutton. I want to get Sutton, but we're not going to be able to get him in the second round. If he makes it to the second round, he's going to go early in the second round, so we'll have to trade up. But other than that, realistically, we should get a guard. We should trade back in my what I think we should trade back, and get extra picks, and so that way we can trade back, maybe get a Daron Payne, solidify our defensive line, so we don't have to worry about David Irving and what he has going on. Let me take the cap off because it's getting real. We won't have to worry about David Irving, okay? I love David Irving, but, that's a sticky situation, so let's go ahead and solidify that, either with Daron Payne or offensive guard, solidify our offensive line, get back to, being very, very dominant in the run game. And then second round, with those extra picks that we'll get, what we can do is either trade back up with, one of those picks and be able to get someone like a Sutton. And then, maybe still have our, remainder, third, fourth, and fifth, sixth, etc. round picks that we can continue to build to get maybe another wide receiver later on, like a Dante Pettis, who can take the top off of defenses. You want that burner? He's a burner. He's like a Deshaun Jackson to me. Later on, try to fill up our linebacker corps, as far as some decent depth. And I don't know what else we will have to do besides maybe getting a safety. But there's plenty of wide receivers, but I want to get one dominant wide receiver. person that I feel like is going to be dominant. And I've been doing the numbers on Sutton, and he's like a baby T.O., if not bigger than T.O. Like, man, like, he ran faster than T.O. Imagine that. And he gets to grow and learn through Dak. They get to learn together throughout the years. I don't really have to say too much beyond the third round or anything like that. I think that comes down to coaching, because we have sucked in later rounds and haven't picked up a lot of talent, or people who have really contributed, so they need to pick up in that area. That's not for me. I'm not a professional, but I would love to be, because this is my favorite season of football. So, again, the comment box, like, and subscribe. Thank you, Tokyo, Texas. Until next time, baby.